Hi, do you want to run continuously like 1 mile up to a 5K without having to stop? So let me introduce you to what I call the stop reset method. And what that means is I want you, instead of stopping and walking, I want you to reset back into your run. And this is really great because especially if you're a newer runner or you're just coming into distance running or coming back from an injury, any of that, when you first go out running, it's a little daunting, right? Especially maybe I don't have the conditioning yet. So instead of thinking, I'm going to run this distance, I want you to think about running, right? So running itself, the action of running. So I've given you a great warm up and I've gotten great feedback. So thank you guys. I'm really enjoying the comments and questions. Keep those coming. So say I've done my warm up, I'm heading out for my run and I'm out running. And anything can happen. Maybe I get winded. Maybe I just have to stop for a second for any reason. Hopefully I'm winded more than it is any kind of pain. But your body's talking to you. It's saying to you, I am not happy in this place. So I want you to say to yourself, all right, let me just stop for a second. And then stop. Get your heart rate back down, okay? And then get back in that ready stance. What does that mean? I want to be ready to run. So bend your knees. Get yourself up. Do a few hops, kind of loosen out a little bit. You want to really make sure you're bending your knees when you run. So using that elasticity, one, it delays muscle fatigue, two, reduces impact. And sometimes we don't feel until we're tired that we're not using as much elasticity. So even if you're fatigued, and this is why I want stop reset, I want you to hop. I want you to get that elasticity back. So you'll stop, get your heart rate down, bend your knees, shake it out, few hops, and then you want to go back into running. So what's the action of running? Pulling my foot. So let's pull in place before we start moving. And I call this the up, 2, 3. It really gets you into a rhythm, and then you can add a breath. So this gets you back into your breathing as well. So I like to do, so I'm like hop, and then I'm like, all right, up, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, up, 2, 3. So you see, I'm getting my rhythm and my action of the up. Now, you can see it's not easy to talk and run, right? So that's why I'm telling you, add the breath. 2, 3, right? Breathe, exhale. This is important. You really want to breathe out. Your body will naturally start to breathe in more if you focus on the exhale. And what happens is it starts to match your run. So then you got that rhythm. So I've got up, 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 breathe, up, breathe. Now, how do I initiate running? How do I start traveling? Well, we call it falling. And it's fun. It's a lot more fun than it sounds. So I don't want to face plant. I just want to let my body travel forward, right? And my feet actually follow. This is also really important because if I keep resetting, my mindset resets, right? So if I'm here pulling in place and I have to, basically I'm gonna say fall over the line. So my feet can't move, just my torso, right? So I'm like, okay, here I go. So I lift up and off I went running. I wasn't sprinting or anything like that, just getting that rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I'm gonna lift up, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, right? And this is important because if I can reset back to that, then I know when I feel off, right? So what does that mean? That means if I'm out running and I cannot go back even just in my head, you don't have to say it out loud, but if I'm running and I'm like, oh, something's not right. And then I think, can I go up 2, 3, up 2, 3? And I'm like, no, I'm actually putting this foot down. See how it puts you back where you're supposed to be? So then think about it. All right, I'm gonna pause a second, do a few hops. Up 2, 3. Oh, there it is. There's what it's supposed to feel like. All right, here I go. Lift up. And off you go. See? And it's, again, getting back into a reset so I can put myself back in the right place to be for my run. That's the most important thing. Most of us get really out of breath. We get fatigued. We get tired. Not so much from the running, but from either not holding our body up or trying to take it forward or back. I call that the teeter-totter, or your foot's coming out here or staying somewhere back there. So every time you reset yourself, put yourself back in that line. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Find a fall point. Lift up. off you will go. See? So then you're resetting and getting back in. So that's what I call stop, reset, and then get back into your run, you know? And I'm going to give you, like I said, another thing. So what does that mean? By the way, how long do I need to stop? That's up to you, right? I mean, if I'm out running, like, again, let's say this, I'm winded, right? So, I'm going to stand here a minute. I might step touch, get that heart rate down. Okay, I feel pretty good. Let's see, I mean, it might take you a minute. I'm not sure, but you have to kind of feel for yourself, all right? Now, what if I had to stop because something hurt? I hope not, but let's say you did. Well, one, that's another thing that your body's telling you something's off. So, number one, when you stop, address the area, right? So make sure there's nothing really going on. So let's say it's your outer hip, right? There's nothing wrong with stopping for a second and doing like a quick stretch. Like if you can grab onto something, right? So I'm going to stretch over, you know, it feels so good. Let me get my hip kind of stretched out. I'm going to go ahead and do both sides, right? And then hop. If you can hop, you can run. Because really, you should only pull your foot this high when you run, right? I'm only really breaking contact with the ground. So if I can hop in place, and then also 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, this feels pretty good. Right now, get back out there, right? So again, I'm letting my body know, if you tell me that you're not feeling it, I will stop a second, we'll get back together, we'll reset and go back out there. And it's a great relationship. Because then you're also not only resetting, but you're communicating. And then what starts to happen is things happen where you're running and maybe you're getting a little winded and you think to yourself, that's okay. That's okay. I'll just 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You see, you'll get back into a drill. It's amazing because if I'm thinking, I can't breathe, then you're not going to breathe. But if you're thinking instead, okay, it's hard to breathe, what do? You exhale and you pull up, 2, 3. See what I mean? Then you've also got a job. And even if you have to stop for a second, so what? Stop. Breathe it out. Get right back in. And I promise you, you keep doing that, you'll stop less and less. And by the way, those twinges also start to go away because the more I stay in the right position, the less chance I have of having these things come up. So really, really good. The second one is just interval style training. And this is actually how we do our immersion. So when I first meet someone, they've never done RunRx, I'm like, you really just should find like your driveway works really well, a short amount of space, because I really want you to feel the run rather than trying to run any distance. But I want you to feel it like exaggerated. And so that means you're going to do a drill, a big drill, like a big pull, big elasticity drill, and then you're going to take off for like 10 pulls. And what happens is you're connecting the movement of running with your mind and your body. And it's great. So, and it also develops muscle tendon elasticity. It develops your ability strength, develops your ability to maintain your run. So it's a great way to train. And so I'm going to give you 2 drills that work really well for this. So I can't go very far, but I'll kind of take off to show you. This one's called a cross country, and all it's helping you do is, we want that stride length when we run fast, right? So it's an elasticity drill. See, it's like the hop, but I'm actually letting my legs separate. So I want a big separation when I run a little faster. So then I'm like, all right, what am I going to do? I'm going to pull my foot. Ready? Go. Up, 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 up. So you can see, like, I really exaggerated the pull. And it's on purpose. So I say do 10 feet to 10 meters. I'm sorry, 10 pulls to 10 meters. And just feel it. Just pull your foot, lift up, like it's really exaggerated. Get your heart rate up. Get your conditioning up. It's amazing. It's a quick, and it's not going to hurt yourself because you're doing 10 pulls, 10 meters, but you get to feel that feeling. What I really want to get across is if your goal is to run without stopping, let's work on stopping to be able to run longer. And that sounds kind of counterintuitive. However, most of us stop running because we're winded, right? or we're fatigued, something starts to get tired, or worst of all, something hurts. All three of those signals is your body like, stop, something's off. So listen to your body. It's really important. So what I'm going to say to you is I'm running and something feels off. Stop running, especially if it's pain. That's really important. We do not want you to run through it. We want you to stop and reset. This is important because what's really the most important thing in running is, where am I when I'm on the ground? I want to be here. I want to be in my figure 4, in my running pose. So if I'm here, every time I touch down on the ground, I'm probably going to be pretty good in my run, because here I am in line, everything's balanced. My body's going to travel forward, gravity and momentum. And what's my job? Pull my foot to do what? Recover my figure 4. So the more I understand what it is I'm supposed to be doing, and then I can stay doing that, the less I'm going to have to stop. And that's really important. So if in the beginning you're willing to stop and reset, I promise you, you will just get better at 2 things. One is running longer, of course, and probably faster. And second, this hold. So this is important because you've got to practice running when you're not running so that when you're running, you know what to do. Just like any other sport, any other lift, anything, right? And so the more I practice the correct position I should be in, then when I go do the movement, the easier it is to do the movement. And that's true for any movement, especially running. I have to hold my body weight on one foot for miles or hours, right? So it's important. So let's just say the first thing I'm going to give you is a little reset. What's my reset? What that means is you stop for a second, shake it out, and get into your running stance. So first, my ready stance for running is what? Stand with your feet forward, knees slightly bent, lift your line. Make sure this is really in a good place. Arms are relaxed. Lift your wrist to bend the elbows. Then you're going to activate elasticity. I'm going to get back to running. I really want to use elasticity versus active muscle contraction. So I'm going to just do a few hops. Okay, now I'm going, what is running? Running is pulling my foot up, right? So first I'm going to do a few pulls. Here I go. So I'm running up, 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 up. Now, how do I travel? How do I initiate that forward movement? And this is a huge part of the reset. I call this up, 2, 3, exhale. I put that breathing back in the running. So like I'm running, but I'm not really running because I didn't go anywhere. So I'm pulling. But to get back into the run, what do I need to do? I need to allow myself to fall forward. How do we do that? We lift up. So I'm 1, 2, 3. Okay, here I go. I'm going to get back to my run. Lift, go. Up, 2, 3. See? So I'm now ready to get back into the movement I want to be doing. So drills are just the best way to kind of feel the connection of the movement you want for running. So obviously I would really like you to do the videos we've given you before, which basically introduces, the gait cycle, also understanding why we use elasticity. But here's what's important. If I understand the basic premise, okay, I need to have my knees bent. I need to have this line. I need to hop for elasticity. And then I just need to pull my foot up, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, up, 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 lift up. That's how I'm going to travel forward. So when I go to reset, I'm going to do a little drill. So I gave you guys a hop. That's very basic. A lot of people like traveling back. So I like to give out, I call it a cross country. And it's just, you're hopping, but you're letting your legs separate, kind of mimicking that my legs are going to separate when I run. And again, I go backwards, watch, and then pull your foot up, 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 up. It helps you, especially if you're still kind of hesitant on that falling part of the run. So going backwards is kind of slingshots you forward. It's just a very nice way to get some elasticity. And then again, what's my action? Pull my foot, right? And also if you put this in your warm-up, for example, so I do some 1, 2, 3s, 1, 2, 3s, right? And the last one I want to give you is a single leg pull. My job is a pull, right? Single leg pull just means I'm going to be running and I'm going to just lift 1 foot higher or exaggerate it. So I'll do this one. Up, 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 up. See? So it gets your body back into the movement you're trying to do. This is why you go stop, reset, and then go back into your run with a little bit of a drill into the run. And it's fun, by the way. It's a fun way to reset, and you feel confident. The movement feels much better. So what happens is as you continue running, something feels off, you're going to stop, reset, and get back in. And every time you do that, you're going to be giving your body and your mind that connection of this is where I want to hold, this is where I need to be. Something to keep in mind, this is really important, and I'd love for you again to go back and look at these first things. We stand and we practice the running pose. We pull all the way to pose. When you run, you only need to break contact with the ground. So this is a concept, but when you're fatigued in your run, doing like a hop really helps you to get kind of back into that rhythm. And so this is just so important that if I want to run continuous, what helps me is to reset, stop and reset back into my run. And then you're like, okay, that does make sense, doesn't it? So if I stop for a second, and maybe it's a forced stop even, by the way, maybe I'm fine. I just need to get some water. No problem. Maybe I'm at a stoplight. All of these opportunities are like, oh, great opportunity. Here I am. Get my breathing down, do a few hops, get my elasticity up, 2, 3, lift up, and you're ready to go. And by the way, something to keep in mind, especially as a newer runner, very important to understand, if I'm feeling a lot of fatigue in my legs, I'm probably doing more work than I need. So that little hop reset, that little up, 2, 3 can really help with that. And just so you know, this never gets easier. Holding your torso lifted is a lot of work. And so adding some strength work, which I've got a great little strength for runners that we've got posted. So that's where all those things will help. I am going to do a breathing video as well. The reality though, guys, is if you keep putting yourself back where you're supposed to be for your run and then initiate your run by running, it's amazing how much more you can enjoy running. And then when you're out running and say your lower back hurts, right? My lower back hurts. Well, look, what if my shoulders were here? What if my foot was way back here? So if I'm on the ground like this, whoo, my back's gonna hurt. My calf might hurt, my hamstring. So imagine if you stop a minute, put yourself back where you're supposed to be. You're telling your body, this is where I want to be every time you reset, right? If my outer hip hurts, outer knee hurts, outer anything, shins, your shoulders are probably behind you. You're out of line. So it's a teeter-totter. If your shoulders go out of line, your foot comes out in front. And there's that IT band, shin splints, all kinds of things. Maybe I go this way and all of a sudden I've got calf pain or my low back, right? And I'm winded because I'm just shutting off my diaphragm here, right? It all comes together. But if every time I stop and I reset, put myself back where I'm supposed to be, a few hops, relax. And then what's my job? Pull, up, 2, 3, lift up, 2, 3. Then as you start running, by the way, you'll have these thoughts naturally. If something feels off, you'll naturally think, lift your torso. It just becomes an automatic. You feel what's right. You feel comfortable being in the correct place, especially if you keep putting yourself back there. So whether you do a hop to get back in, cross country back, because it's a great way to feel falling forward. Those are 2 really simple ways to get back in. If you feel like you're working too hard, you probably are. It's okay to breathe heavy. That's no problem. That's what you want from your run. But you shouldn't feel fatigue. I shouldn't feel muscular effort. I should feel, it's really true, when you really get to where you can run consistently and, keep going, you have a connection with your body. You feel your breath. You're always going to feel that you need to breathe. That's important. But your feet themselves, your lower legs, it's actually a very light, relaxed tap. And by the way, the drills that I do give out, those hops, in the beginning, they feel a little awkward. So you want to practice those before you go on your run. But during your run is a great way to throw one in for that reset. So anyway, let me know if you try it. I'd love to hear some feedback. Questions, comments, I'm all about it. Please ask. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for letting us know about the sound on that first video. And of course, please subscribe if you haven't. And if you have, thank you. All right, guys, I'll see you the next time. Have a great run.